What is good, YouTube? It is your boy Sam, and I am back with another video. I'm so excited to be bringing you guys this video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different from our previous ones. We've been talking about, stocks, trading stocks, how to find stocks, doing a technical analysis. We're going to take some of those things and we're actually going to apply that to futures today. Yes. Today we are trading futures. I've talked about in previous videos how I use futures to determine what I believe my stocks are going to do, and how I use stocks to determine what I believe futures are going to do, because all the markets are not interconnected, but they all affect each other in some way, shape, or form, enough to see a significant difference. And so I'm excited, right? So today we will be trading my funded account. And I know some of you guys might be saying, funded? Aren't all your accounts funded? Not necessarily. So when it comes to futures, you essentially use other people's money, or I use other people's money, or the bank's money, I should say, not other people's, the bank's money, to basically use that as margin and capitalize off of small, tiny movements, because there's margin backing it up. Now, you can do this by way of your own cash. However, that is very dangerous, and I'm not a fan of margin accounts unless, it's using different institutions' capital in order to do that. And why I would rather do that over my money is because there are different risks that these institutions are willing to take that prevent you from exposing your own personal account. So typically how it works, at least for what I'm using Top Step Trading. Top Step Trading allows you to, and this is not a Top Step sponsorship, so please don't quote me on this. I'm just talking about my experience here, right? So Top Step Trading, it gives you different options to where you could get like a 50K account or a 150K account. The 50K account, you essentially, well, for both accounts, you have to prove to them that you could reach certain wickets and milestones that they set for you, and that is how they trust you to be able to trade their money. So once you meet those wickets, you essentially get funded, and now basically what you make after that, you get to keep. And essentially there are different rules to pay out. So despite you making X amount of money, you can't just withdraw X amount of money. It has to be like less than 40% of your highest day, for example, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, check out Top Step Trading. But I just wanted to give you that quick little intro, and now we're going to look to see what the markets are doing. It might take a while for me to actually make a move, and so this video, it might be really long, it might be short. But one of the milestones you have to do in order to get funded, at least for the 50K account, which is like a $50 fee you pay to be able to even play, is you have to make $3,000. That is the goal. However, you can't make it in one trading session. It has to be split into at least 2 different trading sessions. And there's more to it. So if you want to look more into it, I just recommend going on topstep.com, making your own research and figuring out what those caveats are. But all in all, the goal is 2 trading days, you make $1,500 each, you reach $3,000, you get funded, you pay another additional fee, I think it's like $150, and then they give you the $50,000, which you don't get to keep, literally just to use as margin, and the gains that you make from there, you essentially get to keep and withdraw following those guidelines. There is also a limit that you cannot go below, or your account gets smoked. Yes, it gets liquidated, and so you essentially have to start over. So that's pretty much how that works. So now I'm going to turn over the camera so you can see the screen, get a good idea of what I'm looking at. Okay, yes, beautiful. This is my Top Step account. As you can see, it's 50K Express. It's gold. That means I am funded, and I am trading ES. I usually trade MES or MNQ, which is a micro of what this is doing. However, I'm starting to realize that scalping my moves are much better than, or more effective, not much better, more effective for me in regards to getting funded, and it's quicker because each small movement moves a much significant amount of money compared to trading a micro like MES. And so if you want to draw out those pictures, kind of like we did for the stocks, and you have a technical analysis and you're confident on it and you have the patience, then trading a micro might be the best and just watching it play out. However, you have less wiggle room when it comes to trading ES, which is not a micro. Now that we made our technical analysis, or now that I've explained it to you, we're going to make our technical analysis here, and I'm just going to tell you what I'm looking at and what I see. So this is a 5-minute chart. Now, from previous videos, we talked about what that means and how to read candlesticks, and essentially I'm using the Bollinger Band, which is these bands right here. You should all know what that is. If you haven't, go look at my previous videos. But this is the Bollinger Band, this is the top Bollinger Band, this is the bottom Bollinger Band, and this is the moving average, basically canceling out all this noise, letting us know what the stock is, or not the stock, but what the future is doing overall. Just an easy read. And as you can see, the line's going down. So if you don't understand what all this noise is, just understand the trend right now is down. Now, that doesn't mean I'm just going to do a sell and try to capitalize off of this. I have to respect my other indicators, at least if you use indicators. So here I have my RSI, which means it's heading down. So it's heading towards that 30 mark, which is its bottom line, which means once it goes under this, it is underbought. And because it's underbought, there's a better chance that I could capitalize off of it going up than going down, just based off of what I've seen that it was doing. So as you can see here, it stayed below this middle line here, which is the 50. And the only reason I know that is because this is 60, this is 40. And so I know that the trend has been staying below the 50. So there is no evidence of a reversal anytime soon here. And they tried flirting with it a little bit, right? It poked outside the 50 and it came right back down. So that means that the downtrend is pretty strong, and I do not see any signs of a reversal. Now, if I seen something like this and it stayed above the 50, then we can expect this thing to go up a little bit. And that's essentially what happened here before it came back down. That is RSI. That's how you read RSI. Now, the MACD, one of my favorite indicators we talked about before, right? We talked about what these different stick colors mean, the different brightnesses, right? So the dark green, light green versus dark red, light red, as well as these two lines here, which basically tell you when there's going to be a trend reversal. Now, it's a lot, guys and ladies, but right now, from what I could see, I want to capitalize off of this thing going down. Not that I can't capitalize off of it going up, but just worst case scenario, we just know the trend is going down, and so why would I bet against that? However, we have to look for good entry points, right? So looking at the MACD, it is in its up phase right now, which is why you see these green candles pushing up. This is pretty normal. We've seen this, and it's not perfect, but we've seen it, right? It's red. It was dark red, which means it's going down. Light red means that it is reversing. It is still bearish, but reversing, meaning it's going to be green soon. And this is where you could have capitalized off if you're going up. That's why you see a lot of green candlesticks. You can also see the reversal on these two lines right here. So once you see the reversal here, you can pretty much bet it going up. Now, I know it's kind of hard to see, but essentially you just want to make sure you analyze this, you do your research, and really understand how this reflects based off of what these candlesticks are doing. But in a nutshell, that's essentially what happens, right? It's red means it's going down. It's light red means it's going to reverse and it wants to turn green. And so if I was to do a buy, I'll probably do a buy right here. One, because I have two indications or three indications here from my two indicators telling me that at this area would be a good buy. They're just looking at the past to give you guys an idea of what I'm going to be looking at here, right? So you see the two lines are separated, means that there's no reversal soon, or it doesn't appear to be, so it's a strong downtrend. You got the dark red here, and then you see indications of light red, which means a reversal is coming, and you could see the lines cross here. So now, at this point in time, let's say this was real time, which is not, right? I see that it bounced off the bottom. I see that the two lines are crossing, and I see that my red wants to turn green, so I'll do a buy, and then I'll sell probably somewhere around here where I see that it's reversing back to go down. So my dark green is starting to turn light green, which means it wants to turn red soon. This is not a clean chart, but that's how you use indicators. So here, I told you guys I wanted to sell. My opportunity is coming up here. Why is my opportunity coming up? Because this is pushing against the 50, which tells me that as this pushed against the 50 in the past here, what did it do? It came right back down. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to come back down. It could completely break that 50 and have a reversal. As we can see, these two lines here, they're flirting with a reversal. They are actually crossed, which says a reversal is happening. So that could either mean two things. It's relieving pressure to where it's going to come up just a little bit more, get more leverage to create lower highs, right? As you see, these are lower highs and lower lows to continue to trend and come back down. This is just a dangerous area. Now, I don't know of any reason why this thing would want to stabilize above this moving average here. So that probably would have been a very good price for me to do a sell, because I'll get it at the height of the green candle, which means as it retracts, I would already be in the green. So I don't want to say I missed my point because I'm explaining this and we're observing, but as you see, these green candles are showing the height of this green candle here, because the two lines are telling us it's going up. The green, dark green, is telling us it's going up. So I feel pretty confident. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a trade. I'm going to make a sell. And it might continue to go up still, but we're going to sell 5 of these bad boys.
Order rejected.
Sorry about that.
Order rejected.
Okay, where's my order getting rejected? Oh, okay. I probably don't have that much margin. We'll do 2.
Order filled.
Okay, I'm in there, right? I'm down 25. I'm up 25. I'm up 75. I'm up 50. You see that? Now I could easily grab this $50 here, right? You see how quick I made that $50, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let it breathe a little bit. So we're going to move this up here a bit to the, I don't know, $975 range. Not because of $975, but I just feel like that's a safe range. And then I'm going to bring this down probably to the $1,200 range. There's nothing significant about these ranges that I picked here. I'm trying to go off of the image and not so much the value. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. This might be a long video because we're going to watch this stuff play out. However, it looks like it really wants to tag me for a $975 loss. But we got to be patient. We got to be patient. We got to hope that it does not stabilize above this moving average, because if it does, that is indications of a reversal, and we are in bad luck. Here you could also see the price action, the price movement. This red line is the low of the day. Yeah. So right now we are down $100, down $25, up $50. Look at that, in the green already. So what I could do is I could just lock in my gains. Yeah, let's do that.
Order filled.
I just took $175 gain. $175 gain, guys. Look how quick that was. I meant to do a $200 gain, but I wasn't quick enough. I had the camera in my hand, and look at that. My balance is $167. The reason why it's not $175 is because we have associated fees. We have commissions. We have the actual fees itself, and description short just means that I was betting on it going down. Long would mean I'm betting on it going up. I'm sorry that I got trigger happy, guys, and it's my first time trading live, meaning I'm recording, and so my hands were not as free as it could be. But essentially, I'm gonna keep this video short. We're just under 15 minutes here, And that is how you make $175. It could have been $225, but I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you share this video. Okay, I got my handle here at SamDatMan. So feel free to give me a follow on Instagram and all social media platforms, as well as check out my site, luxhatsco.com. That is luxhatsco.com for a nice tank top like this, some sweatsuits, some hats, and some luggage if you're a traveler. I also got the luggage as well. I have this exclusive mouse pad here, but this is for me personally. But if you guys are rocking with the stuff, I'll make sure that I have exclusive stuff for you guys. So just make sure you tap in. See you on the next one. Thanks for the support.